Hey Divas, what's up? It's your girl Diva and welcome back to Diva's house. So this week's video is going to be a little bit different and I'm calling it Find Your Shade. So if you want to see more about what I'm about to be talking about, stay tuned because you're going to love this information. Alright guys, so welcome back to my channel. So this week's video is called Find Your Shade. And I figured I'd share this bit of information in case some of you guys have never either heard about this site that I'm going to be bringing to you guys, or that you had options that you could date your foundation before you marry it. Yes, yes, yes. Just like men, you can date men before you have to commit to that one. You can date your foundation, honeys. So, I don't know how many of you know that you can go into places like MAC, Sephora, and have the pros help you find what your shade is. And you're saying, Diva, I kind of knew. But did you know that you can also get samples from set stores? Yes, hunty. So I went into Sephora on Thursday, and I will get to how I knew what shade I was in the NARS foundation a little bit later. But I was able to go in, and let me turn my TV down because I'm in the makeup room. I went in because I was going to buy something that I probably shouldn't have bought, but whatever, I wanted it. It wasn't nothing. So I asked the sales girl if she was nice enough to give me some samples of both the NARS Luminous Weightless Foundation and the NARS Sheer Glow, both of which I got in Trinidad because that's my shade. But I got samples so that I can try the foundation, see if I liked it before I committed to spending the money for the foundation. Because in all actuality, I'm a MAC junkie. I've said that over and over on this channel, so you guys should know. But my foundation from MAC is cheaper than NARS, maybe by 10 or so many dollars, but it's a little bit more affordable to me than spending $45 or $48 on foundation. Then with tax, it's like $50 something on foundation. No thank you. So I do want to try some other foundations, but I didn't want to commit to buying something that day and it not working for me, or I end up not liking it. Now I have a bottle of it, and maybe I could take it back and wait for them to credit me back my account, but I didn't want to go through that. So I figured, let me get some samples because this is a great way for me to try those brands before committing to it. So, coin saving tip number 1. Get samples of foundations that you are interested in trying before you want to commit to spending the money to buying said foundation. So for like Makeup Forever, NARS, Kat Von D, Urban Decay, those different brands, get samples. Especially if you know you can go into Sephora and get samples. Now I haven't tried this at Ulta, but I know you can go into Ulta and they have their makeup artists there for the different brands or whatever, and they can help you find your shade too. But please don't feel like you have to commit to buying the foundation that day. Especially if it's that you want to think it over, do your research, see if this is actually going to be a product that'll work for you, other than having, say, a pro tell you that it'll work for you. Or you coming on YouTube and you watching everybody and they say it works for them, but only to find out once you got it, it didn't work for you. So take that extra step not to just trust, say, the gurus or people like myself who say foundation works for them, or that I love this foundation and I swear by this foundation, but it may not work for you. What works for me may not work for you. So how I knew my shade in that particular brand, that little tidbit, I'm going to be right back and share with you guys. Okay, so I had to grab my notes for this one. The site that I went to, and I believe I found out about this site watching another guru or just somebody here on YouTube, is called findnation.com. I'm going to put the name of the site up here so you guys can go to it. I will make sure to put the site information in the description box. Make sure y'all open that description box if y'all want to go ahead and check this site out. But Find Nation is a great way to find out what your shade is in other brands before you just go out trying a bunch of different brands, say like in the drugstore. Now, when you go into foundation, you want to enter the shade of foundation that you are in. So like I said to you guys in the beginning, I'm an NW45 from MAC. Now I entered that that information in, and it gave me what I would be from, say, drugstore to high-end. Yes, it'll give you a list of shades that you are from high-end to low-end. And they're in no particular order. They're all mixed up. The list gave me even what I would be from other formulas in MAC. It gave me suggestions based off of NARS, Makeup Forever, Dior, Bobbi Brown, BH Cosmetics, CoverGirl, Maybelline, L'Oreal, you name it, it gave me a suggestion for those shades that would work for my skin in terms of what I wear. So it's not going to tell you what foundation you will be if you have oily to dry skin, none of that. That's for you now as a consumer to say, I know what my skin type is. I need to research to see if this foundation is for my type of skin. And I can't remember off top, but it does give you a little bit of the description of that foundation when you go on there, and it'll tell you what the shade is that you would need to get. So it's a great way to save some coin, you guys. I've seen some videos on here where people have said they've gone into the drugstore and bought a brand to try and it not work for them. Now, yes, drugstore brands are a lot cheaper, but anywhere from $5 to $10 for something that doesn't work is coin wasted. And I don't care if you guys may think it's not a lot of money, but it is. It adds up. Because now let's just say that you spent that money, it didn't work for you. Now you have to go back and exchange it and grab another bottle. That color may work for you, or it still may not work for you. So now you've gone back multiple times to get or to try to find what works for you. And I don't want to say be a hood booger and be in the stores testing it out. If they have testers, then yes, on your hand, or if you have a little mirror, test a little spot on your skin, on your face, to see if the foundation works for you. If they have a tester in the stores like Walmart or Target and stuff like that. Because I've gone into stores where I've seen people have opened up the foundation, tested it, now it's sitting there, and I as a consumer, that might have been my shade and it's the last bottle, but it's open. And I don't want to buy open product. So Find Nation is a great way to find what you need in the stores and be able to test. Now, you may say, Diva, you're saying the site may give me this and I buy it and maybe that might be a little bit too dark for my skin. Okay, but then it gives you other alternatives. So you can go in and say, well, if it gave me, let's just say in the matte fit me poreless, I'm a 355. But for you, the 355 might have been either too light or it was a little off. You know now you can either go a step up or a step down in foundation to get your shade. Now, if you're the type of person that you have to mix two to get, well, that's different. I haven't come across too many people that are like that, but you can definitely do that. You may say, well, I've gone into these stores and I feel the pressure to have to buy. You do not have to feel pressure to buy that day. I was not pressured at all being in Sephora to buy this brand. She was nice enough to give me samples and even wanted to give me 2 pots of the foundation so I have a little bit longer to try it out to see if I wanted to come back and purchase. So it's all in how you approach things. She was nice enough. She was like, well, if you find out that you like this, come back after me and I'll help you out and I'll get you what you need. She even went as far as suggesting a primer from a different brand because she asked me what type of skin I have, what brand I've been using, and suggested something else for me to try to see if I might like to open up my options. So yeah, if you didn't know, now you know. You can date your foundation before you marry it. Definitely go in, talk to one of the pros that say at like MAC or Sephora. You can try this at Ulta. Like I said, I have not tried this at Ulta where I've gone in and asked them to test me out to see what foundation I would be. But I've done it at well, I didn't do it at Sephora either. I did it at MAC, and then I used Foundation to find out what other shades I'd be in other brands. So definitely save yourself some coin. Try the website out and see if you can find the shade that's gonna work for you guys. So this way you don't have bottles of foundation laying around that didn't work for you or you didn't like, when you could have actually just dated the foundation for a little while and then to consider marrying it. Now I know it's not that easy with drugstore, but you can definitely save yourself some coin by not buying so many bottles. You can buy a bottle, test it out, and if you want to continue to keep using that product, then go for it. But with the high-end brands, where you know you can go in and say it to a MAC or Sephora and get samples, I would highly suggest doing so. And definitely think about using findnation.com to find your shade. Anyway, my fabulous divas, that's all the time I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this information. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Any comments, leave them down below. I will post the site information for findnation.com just so you guys don't think I'm telling you about this because I was paid for it. I was definitely not paid for this. I'm just sharing some tips for you guys to help save you some coin because I'm a girl who likes her coin, and having a little bit of savings ain't never hurt nobody. So definitely check that out. Like I said, if you got any questions or comments, leave them down below. Y'all know what to do. Y'all stay fab because you know your girl is too. Till next time.